You know how in the Garden of Eden, Adam and Eve, they ate of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, and they were ashamed? If you look at that word, that Hebrew word ashamed, it means ashamed, but it also means confusion. They were confused because now there was a mixture of good and evil, and that didn't used to happen before. Before they ate of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, there was only the tree of life, and God was their teacher. And so, but now the serpent started to teach them a confusion of light and darkness, of black and white, of good and evil. And so a lot of people are teaching the gospel as bad news because they're teaching it from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. There's a confusion in there. There's a mixture. But the word gospel itself means good news. And so from the tree of life, you're only going to get good news. You're going to get everything that's good for life, and there will be no death. Remember that if you eat of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, you will surely die. Okay, so death is involved with that tree of the knowledge of good and evil. In the tree of life, which represents God's kingdom, there is only life. So we need to start understanding that the two trees represent two different kingdoms, two different gospels, two different messages, one from God, one from Satan, from the serpent. And one leads to life and one leads to death. And we need to stop being confused. Okay? No more confusion, because with God, even like in 1 John 1:5, John wrote, and this is the message, guys. He said it. The message that we have heard and we give to you, that what? God is light. Think of the two trees. The tree of life is light. And then he says, in whom there is no darkness at all. This means that in God's kingdom, there is no confusion of light and darkness. There is no duality, no good and evil. And I'm going to explain a little further to you in other videos coming up what this good and evil really means for us. And to tell you the truth, we're all eating of that tree still. We're all eating of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil still.